when kids are talked about or when the Quran mentions offspring, what are the words that they kind of use, right? Like it's a blessing, but it's also what? Responsibility, right? And so it's almost like Allah's lending us these kids. Inna Allahi wa inna ilaihi rajiun, right? It's almost like a library, if we want to think of it that way. It's like, here, have this child, take care of it, learn from it, help, that kind of thing. But then you're going to return it. And so I think a lot of times parents feel this pressure, especially in our community, right? To make sure your kid goes to a good school and get good grades and, reflects the family and their manners and their behavior and that kind of thing. But how do we, and this leads us to our first kind of characteristic, right? How do we have compassion and sympathy, right? For ourselves in the sense that, like, okay, there's no perfect parent, there's no perfect child. It's supposed to be that way. Everyone makes mistakes, but how do we learn from it? So I think the first kind of thing to remember is compassion and empathy, right? If you're going to be a parent, you have to have compassion and you have to have empathy. And right, and what does the Quran say about compassion? If you don't show compassion, right, then you're not going to receive compassion. And so for you guys, what do you think? What is, like, when you think of compassion and empathy, when you think of your childhood, what comes up for you? Like, does it feel, when you think of your parents or your parental figures or whatnot, did it feel like compassion and empathy played a big part in your upbringing?